And just take a moment to drop your head down, to stretch your arms forward, and to check in with yourself. So breathing through the nose, the lips are sealed. And on your next inhale, gently rise up to all fours, spreading out your fingers, rooting your hands down. As you exhale, round your back, tuck your tailbone, bring your chin down into your chest. As you inhale, arch your back, look tail and heart. Exhale, round your back, press to child's pose, hips to heels. We'll do that same thing. So you're going to inhale to all fours. Exhale into your cat, tailbone tucks, chin to chest, rounding. Inhale, arch. Exhale, round your back, and then press back into child's pose with a rounded spine. Last time through. Inhale, all fours. Exhale, round your back. Inhale, find the arch. Exhale, round your back and press all the way back into child's pose, bringing your hips to your heels. Keeping it in child's pose, start to rock your hips from side to side. Find a little sway. Nice. And then we'll bring it back up to all fours, hands and knees. Tucking the toes, floating the knees. You want to round your back just like you're in your cat, and then lift the knees up off the floor. So it's a bear plank. Good. And then tap your knees lightly on the ground. Lift just a 1/4 inch. Tap and lift. Every time the knees lift, it's pulling the core in and tucking the tailbone under for 3, 2, 1. Lower your knees, press back to child's pose. Should feel like you're just turning the heat on, bringing it up to a simmer. We'll inhale to all fours. Tuck the tailbone under, lift the knees up. And this time you're going to take your knees to the right and then to the left. So just a little side to side. Good. Last one. Lower your knees, press back to child's pose. Feel the rest. Breathe. Now, inhaling, coming back through all fours. Exhaling, rounding the back, tucking the tailbone under. And then maybe keeping this shape, pick up your right hand. Ooh. And then your left. Good. Right and left. Try to keep the hips level. Try to keep the knees close to the ground, just alternating. I know that's the hardest one. Lower your knees, rest in child's pose. Once you're in your child's pose, round the elbows onto the mat, pick up your hands and circle your wrist. Go both ways. Very nice. Let's bring the hands down. Inhale all fours. Now we exhale to downward facing dog, piking the hips back, looking back toward your feet. Start to pedal your heels. Excellent. Take this pedaling motion and walk your feet forward to your hands. Drop your head heavy, bend your knees, forward fold. On your next inhale, hands come to shins. It's a flat back. Exhale, dive down into your fold. Inhale, reverse your swan dive rise. And as you exhale, you'll clasp your hands behind your back, interlace your fingers, draw your shoulders back and down, lift your chest up. Good. And you're going to looking forward, breathing. Nice. Now turn your head to the right and look over your right shoulder. And then turn your head to the left and look to your left, look over your left shoulder. Good. Turn your head back to the middle. Drop your chin to your chest. Feel the back of your neck stretch. Good. Now lift your chin, lift your heart. Option here to lift the arms away from the torso, deeper stretch. Keeping the hands clasped, tuck the chin, fold forward. I know, big shoulder stretch. Head hangs heavy. We'll release the arms down. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold, step back to plank. So your hands are going to ground down onto the floor. Find your plank pose. Good. First yogi push-up. Let's come from the knees. So the knees are on the ground. And as you lower your torso down, you bend your elbows back, and it should feel like you're putting the brakes on all the way down, super slow and controlled. Once you're on your belly, untuck your toes, root your feet down. Come lightly onto your fingertips. So maybe even tenting your fingers and inhale. Find a little cobra lift. Pull the heart forward, back of the neck stays long. Look over your right shoulder and then your left. Good. Look forward and lower the chest down. Press back to child's pose, hips to heels. Feel the stretch. Nice. On your next inhale, come back through all fours. On the exhale, down dog. Inhale, lift your sit bones high, bend your knees. Look forward. On your next exhale, step or hop to the front of your mat, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold with your head heavy. Inhale, reverse your swan dive, rise, touch the sky. Exhale, clasp your hands behind your back, place the fingers. Inhale, lift your heart. Exhale, hands stay clasped as you fold forward. At the bottom of the movement, release your arms. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, vinyasa, step or jump back. We'll meet in down dog. Good. Once you're in your down dog, take a full breath in, full breath out. And on your next exhale, step or hop to front of mat. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise. We're going to keep the arms lifted up at the top. Grab a hold of your left wrist. Step your left leg behind your right. So it's a crossover lunge. You're high on the ball of the back foot. Now, slight bend in your right knee as you bend to the right. Should feel like a nice stretch. Come back through the middle. Step your feet together. Keep your arms overhead. We'll grab the right wrist. Step the right leg behind. Slight bend in the left knee. Beautiful. And then come back through center. Dive down. Empty the lungs. Inhale with a flat back. Exhale, step back through plank pose or jump back through your vinyasa. We'll meet in down dog. Lower your knees, come to all fours. Step your hands under your shoulders, spread your fingers wide. Take your left leg back behind you, toes tuck. Lift the left heel as high as your hips, toes point down. Bring the left knee to the chest, round your back, hold this round. Now tailbone tucks, navel, belly button to spine. Drive your knee up and in and add 3 pulses in, and lengthen. 2 more times. So we're going to drive the knee in, round the back, pulse it in for 3, 2, 1, and lengthen. We have 1 more time. Knee comes in, round your back, pulse 3, 2, 1, and lengthen. Now adding a push-up, bend your elbows, straighten your elbows, bring your knee in, pulse for 3, 2, 1, extend the leg back. Good, keep that leg long as the elbows bend, then straighten. Last time, round your back, pull the knee in, 3, 2, 1, left leg comes back. Keeping the left leg straight, put your toes on the ground, and then swing your left leg out to the left. Toes point forward, walk your hands to your right knee, lift the torso up and make a T with your arms. Good. On the inhale, left hand, left thigh, right arm sky. Find your side bend. Keep your hips and shoulders pointing to the front of the mat. Good. And then on your exhale, got to stagger a little bit here. Take your right hand down to earth or block. So if you need a little support, you can always put your hand on the block, left arm to sky. So we're in a modified side plank. And I like this position here because you can really focus on stacking your hips, stacking your shoulders, and making sure the right hand is under the shoulder. Neck stays long. Use your left arm to pull you up. Both arms reach to the sky. And then your hands come down to the ground. Left leg comes back behind you, toes are tucked. Drive your right knee into the chest. Pulse the knee in 3, 2, 1. And it's a 3-leg dog, right leg high. We'll step our right foot forward between the hands. Come on to fingertip weight. Actually, let's adjust. Let's bring the left knee down so you're in more of a low lunge so that back knee comes down on the ground. And then lift the torso. Bring your arm shoulder height out in front of you. On the inhale, we open the right arm to the right. You're going to continue to look forward. Feel the chest open. Good. And then we'll bring both arms forward and overhead. Hands come down to the ground. Lift your left knee off the floor. Step back to plank pose. Take a vinyasa or meet in down dog. Excellent job, everyone. Lower your knees, come to all fours, make it a soft landing, turn the brakes on to come down, use your core to control it. Step your hands under your shoulders. Right leg comes back, toes point down. Lift the right heel as high as the hip. Now, round your back, bring your right knee in and add those pulses. 3, give it more, 2, in more, and extend it back. 2 more times, just the knee. You're gonna pull it in, round your back, pulse. 2, 1, and lengthen. Last time, knee comes in, squeeze, squeeze more, and lengthen. Here's where we add the push-up, bend the elbows. Straighten the elbows. Bring your knee in, pulse for 3, 2, 1, and lengthen, bend the elbows. Straighten the elbows. Knee comes in, pulse 3, 2, 1. Lengthen the leg, bend the elbows. Straighten the elbows. And then put your right toes down. Take the right leg, swing it out to the right. Walk your hands to your left knee and make a T with your arms. Coming into gate pose, right hand down, left arm high. Find the stretch, breathe. I'm using the block for our modified side plank. So your left hand is under the shoulder. Your right arm is reaching to the sky. And then you have the option here to lift the right leg up in the air or not. Excellent. Let's put the right foot down. You're using your right arm to lift you back up. Both arms are lifting high. Hands come down to the ground. Take your right leg behind you. Tuck your toes down on the earth. Left knee pulses in for 3, 2, 1. And it's a 3-leg dog. Step your left foot between your hands. Lower the right knee down to the ground and lift the chest and arms up. Good. Remember, we'll bring the arm shoulder height. So just elbows and wrists line up with the shoulders, and then peel the left arm open. Come back through the middle and bring your arms overhead. Hands come down to the mat, step it back to plank, and we'll meet in down dog. Beautiful. From your down dog, step, hop, or jog to the front of your mat, forward fold. Inhale with a flat back, find your half lift. Exhale, fold in half, drop your head heavy. Inhale, chair pose, sit your hips down. Let's keep the arms shoulder height. Good. Can you sit a little lower? So arms are shoulder height. And then we'll take the right arm, peel it back, look forward. Good. Right arm comes forward, left arm back. Good. Left arm forward. Now inhale, both arms up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, vinyasa, or just meet me in down dog. Breathing through the nose, steady and strong. Inhale, send the right leg high. Exhale, bring the right knee to the chest and plank and pulse for 3, 2, 1. 3-leg dog, right leg sky. Step your right foot through. This time, keep the back knee lifted, lift the chest and the arms. Bring your arms shoulder height. Try to find your stability. Inhale, send your right arm back, left arm forward. Good. Bring both arms forward, lift them overhead. We're grounding our left heel as we open to the long edge, warrior two, bending right knee. Now straighten your right leg as your arms come overhead for sky archer pose, reaching on the diagonal. When you exhale, you cartwheel your hands down, stepping back through plank. We'll meet in down dog. Very nicely done. Inhale, send your left leg high. Exhale, pull the knee into the chest. Pulse for 3, 2, 1. Three-leg dog, left leg sky. Step your left foot all the way through. Inhaling into your high crescent lunge. Bring your arms shoulder height and then peel the left arm open. Good. Arms sweep back up to the sky. We'll open to the side for warrior two and sweep back into sky archer pose. Cartwheel your hands down to the mat. Take your vinyasa and we'll meet in downward facing dog. However you want to get there. I know. Very, very good. So from down dog, step or jump to the front of your mat, forward fold. Inhale with a flat back. Exhale, fold in half. Heel toe your feet apart, come into ragdoll pose. So holding on to opposite elbows as you dangle. Excellent. Release your opposite elbows, pick up your weights. You want to tighten up your core, bend your knees, and come on all the way up to standing here. So we'll have our palms facing in. Let's step our feet so we have our footprint right under the hips. And we're starting off with some hammer curls. So we're just bending and straightening the arms. I think today we'll also work on doubling up the weights. If it feels like it's too much to put both weights in one hand, you can always just do one weight per hand. So you decide what feels good. The arms are coming down and we'll bring the weights into the left hand. Oh, this is tricky. So we'll just start with those hammer curls on the left side. I really regret that I picked the left side first. But if you're a lefty, maybe this feels pretty good. Last one. So we're going to rack the weight up on the shoulder and then we press overhead. So it's a press. The elbow will come down and it will straighten up at the top. I know. Just getting used to lifting a heavier load. And you're allowed to take breaks if it feels like, wow, I don't know about holding these two weights. Last one. Bring the elbow down, then bring the weights down by your hip. So we're taking a hammer curl to a press. And back down. Hammer curl to a press and back down. I know. With the weights a little heavier like this, I do want to make the movements a little more basic so you can really focus on your form. Last one. And then let's bring the weight in both hands and we'll just do those hammer curls again. How are we feeling? All right. Last one. And let's take the weights in the right hand, starting off with the hammer curls. This is a great way just to start to work with some heavier weights. The elbow stays right by the rib cage, so you don't want to have it back. You want to really keep your elbow into position. Whew. Is anybody else getting really hot? I mean, I do have a heated studio, so the floor is on. So we're going to take it into that shoulder press, so straight up. Just a shoulder press overhead. And this is called narrow press. The elbow comes down and then like you're coming through a narrow doorway. The arm straight up. So when your arm's extended, the weight is over your shoulder. Good, last one. Now the combo move, so we're going to take it from a hammer curl to a shoulder press. I know. About 4 more. Hang in there. Last 2. And you might find you're going a little slower or faster. Slower would be better. You're using muscle versus momentum. Separate the weights when you get to the bottom. Whew. So we just have a little tricep work to do. Let's keep 1 weight per hand. Bend your knees, push your hips back, keep your chest up, and take your weights back behind you. And we're just lifting the arms here. Lift, straight arms and lift. Yeah, squeeze your shoulder blades together, shoulders away from the ears. Good. Now you're going to keep those weights lifted and bring the weights towards one another. So think about keeping the weights lifted and then move them towards one another. They might not even come that close, but you're squeezing each time. Think about lifting up and in. 2, 1, good. And then release the weights. We're taking the weights to the shoulders and then overhead, bring your weights together. So we're bending the elbows, so the weights will disappear behind your head and straightening. Bend and straighten. So make sure you're finding that full range. You want to keep the arms framing the ears. Two, 1. Excellent. Separate your weights, bring them down to the shoulders. Bring the weights in front of the thighs. Let's take a hamstring stretch. Bend your knees, slide the weights all the way down the legs. Long spine. You can hold your weights here and let them dangle. Stretch the arms out. And just feel the backs of the legs stretch. So that flow we worked on earlier, we're going to put everything together. Let's put the weights aside. Round your hands. Step it back through plank pose. Good. From your plank pose, lower your knees. Take child's pose. Beautiful. So remember, if you need a little break, you can always come to child's pose any time. Inhale to all 4s. Spread out your fingers. Make sure your hands are under your shoulders. And take your left leg back and lift it up. Good. Bring your left knee into your chest. Round your back. Good. Extend your left leg back. Bring your left knee into your chest. Round your back. And extend the leg back. Last time. Pull the knee in. Pull the leg back. Now reach your right arm forward, opposite arm, opposite leg, bird dog, elbow and knee come together. Make sure every time you round your back. 2 more. Squeeze and lengthen. Everybody looks really stable. So I like to add these balance challenges in. Left leg stays lifted, right hand to mat. Take your left toes to the ground and swing the left leg out to the left, toes point forward. Take a moment here, rock your hips forward and back. Feel the stretch. Shoulders over hands, and then start to walk your hands to your right knee. On the inhale, lift your torso and make a T with your arms. Good. Let's take left hand, left thigh, right arm sky. Good. And then left arm sky, right arm, right thigh. Good. And then we're just moving from side to side. So this is a little more supported with the arms out. If you want a little bit more, you can take your hands just right by your ears and you're squeezing your obliques each time. Good. Last one. Beautiful. To your arms. Everybody, we're turning our left foot to the left. and bending the left knee over the heel, coming into a kneeling warrior two. Take your left elbow to your thigh, right arm over your ear. Find the kneeling extended at side angle. And then we'll open the arms into a T, straighten the left leg. Turn your left toes to point to the front. Take your left hand down to the mat, right hand down to the mat or a block, and left arm to sky. Good. And then if you like, Sandy's already there, you can lift up your left leg. If it's available, you reach back, see if you can find where that foot is at, and take the bind. Beautiful, releasing the bind. Place your foot down on the ground, reach both arms up and over your head. Hands come down to the mat. Send the left leg behind you, toes stay on the ground. Right knee drives in, one-legged plank, to a one-legged dog, right leg sky. Step your right foot forward and through. The back heel stays lifted, 2 feet are pointing forward. Lift the torso. Bring your arms shoulder height. So I like the arm shoulder height here as you open the right arm back. Now tuck your right arm behind your back. Take the left arm, bring it up towards the sky. We're in a revolve reverse warrior. We'll stay here. So you're working to stabilize in your lunge with the right knee over the heel, high on the ball of the back foot. If you like, you can bend your left elbow and bring the arm behind the head like you're in a headrest in your car. If you like, if it's available, maybe your hands connect. Maybe they don't. Take a deep breath in, deep breath out. As you inhale, bring both arms up to the sky. Exhale, warrior two. We've been here before. Inhale, sky archer pose. On the exhale, we find our side angle, bringing right elbow, right thigh, left arm over the ear, holding it here. Spin your chest to the sky. Maybe getting a little lighter on the right leg or reaching the right arm forward, adding a core challenge. Come back through your warrior two. Balancing half moon is next. Bending the right knee and taking the right hand down to earth or block, 6 to 8 inches in front of the right foot. Opening to the long edge, rotating the hips and the shoulders open, keeping that left leg lifted and strong. If it's available, you might reach back. See if you can find your left foot with your left hand. Find a nice landing, releasing the bind. We'll cartwheel our hands down to the mat, meeting in downward facing dog. Lower your knees down, come to all fours. Nice solid all fours position. Take your right leg back behind you, lift your heel as high as your hip. Right leg is super straight. Now round your back, drive your knee in and extend. 2 more. Good, I like how connected you are to your breath and movement. I can see it. Right leg is back, left arm is forward, opposite elbow and knee. Round your back, lengthen it out. Squeeze and lengthen. Last one. Right leg stays lifted, left hand comes down. Take your right foot down to the ground, and then we'll swing the right leg out to the side, toes point forward, press your hips forward and back. We're gonna go through that same flow this side. Shoulders are over your hands, and then you walk your hands to your left knee. Make a T with your arms. Taking right hand, right thigh, left arm sky. Left arm comes down, right arm comes up. We can stay here, or we can bring the hands just right by the ears, elbows wide. Yep. Last one, and then we'll make a T with the arms. Turn your right toes to the right, bend your right knee over your ankle. So that kneeling warrior two. Bring your right elbow to thigh, left arm over the ear into that kneeling side angle. Lifting the torso, make a T with your arms. Straighten your right leg. Turn your toes forward, left hand to earth or block, right arm to sky. So we're in that modified side plank. If you wanted to, you can lift your right leg or maybe even see if you can find where that foot went and take the bind. Releasing your bind, take your right foot down, use your right arm to pull you up, both arms lift up and over your head. And on the exhale, hands come down to the mat. Right leg swings back behind you, toes are on the ground. Ready? Left knee to chest, plank. Three-leg dog, left leg to sky. Step your left foot all the way through. Right heel stays lifted. Chest and arms lift. Good. Bring your arms shoulder height and peel the left arm open. So left arm reaches back. Still looking forward, wrap your left arm behind you. Take the right arm, lift it to the sky, bend the elbow. Find your head rest. Or if you like, you can bind. Now, both arms lift up. Open out to your side, warrior two. And then sweep back into sky archer. Side angle is next, bending the left knee, take your left elbow thigh, right arm over the ear, hold steady here, option to add that core challenge. We'll flow back to warrior two. Balancing half moon is next. Left hand comes down to earth or block. Right leg will lift. Try to take up some space here, really. And if you like, you can reach back for your foot. Keep that lifted leg super strong. Landing in warrior two. Almost there, cartwheel your hands down. And we'll meet in downward facing dog. Beautiful, lower your knees, child's pose. Great work, everyone. We have time for just a little Pilates flow here. From your child's pose, come to all fours and swing your legs out to the side and walk them around to the front. So we're in a seated position facing forward. Knees are bent and feet are on the floor. I'm turning sideways, so if you're a little more visual and you like to see, like, what are we doing here? This is exactly what we're doing. We're holding behind the thighs. We're lifting the heart. We're lengthening the spine. So think about a super proud chest here. Now, we find the C curve with the spine. So that means you're tucking your chin to your chest. You're rounding. You're looking towards your belly button. You're tucking the tailbone under, and you're leaning back until your arms are straight. Keep rounding, rounding, rounding. Good. And then we're lifting the chest back up and find that neutral spine. Good. I want you to really feel how it feels to tuck the tail, pull the abs in, and round your back into that really wonderful C curve, that working spot. Maybe you get a little lower. Maybe you float the hands, releasing the legs. Excellent. And then you come up 1 inch, down 1 inch, and it's all coming from the core. Squeezing the belly button and releasing for 3, 2, 1. Hold behind your legs, lift the torso up, proud chest at the top. Nice. Let's go ahead and you're going to lower all the way down just to the tips of your shoulders. We're taking the right leg and extending it on a high diagonal. Your arms parallel the leg. Tuck your chin, pull your abs in, and we're peeling the spine off the floor as the arms parallel the leg. Teaser prep. Good. Get a little momentum. Exhale on the way up. Good. You can try with both feet down. Good. So bring the arms overhead. Curl up to the tips of your shoulder blades. Exhale, pull yourself up. Yep. And then inhale just to the tips of the shoulder blades. So if you need a little more momentum, you can use your arms to help you get up, right? You could do it with the left leg floating in the air in our teaser prep. It's no joke. Last one. And then bring both feet on the ground. Take the soles of the feet together. Let the knees fall open. Full breath in. Exhale, dive down and fold, dropping your head heavy at the bottom. Feel the stretch. You can take your elbows, hook them in front of the shins, and use your arms to pull the torso down. Good. One more deep breath in, deep breath out. Lifting the torso up, taking your hands to your outer knees, bring your knees together. Reach your arms forward, tuck your chin, round your back, and lower all the way down onto your back. Head comes down last. We have a little bridge work here. So for bridge, take your feet in, stepping your feet in so your knees are right over your ankles. Bring your arms by your side, palms face down. Press into the wrist, elbows, triceps, spread the collarbones. Tucking the tailbone under, start to lift your hips up into your bridge, feeling your inner thighs hug, feeling the thighs form the number 11. Stay to breathe. Option here, if you like a little bit more, you can clasp your hands underneath you. You can even lift your heels up, lifting the hips even higher as you breathe. Unclasp the hands, lower the heels, peel your spine down into the mat, bone by bone by bone, and knees hug into chest. Give yourself a little hug. Option here for some inversion time. If you like, you can go up against the wall and swing the legs up the wall or a sofa or a chair. If you'd rather move into shoulder stand or a plow, your arms are down by your side, your knees come into your chest. You're using your core to control the lift. So lifting your hips and spine up, extending the legs up. So you're in this pike position. The toes over the nose, the legs long and strong and active. Keep breathing. You can also find bound angle here if you like. If you'd rather move into plow, the legs come overhead. Bending the knees, roll your spine down, and give yourself a hug. We're taking a twist here, arms in T, knees to the right. You can turn your chin to the left, just breathing and opening into this space. And then very easily, chin comes back to the middle, knees come back to the middle, switch sides. Feel your twist. Excellent. Bring everything back to the middle. Give yourself a big hug. Set yourself up for relaxation. Extending the legs long, letting the heels drop out, toes drop out to the side. Make yourself so comfortable. Go ahead and deepen your breath. Without rushing ahead, just allow yourself to be right here in this space, in this moment. And you might take one hand on your belly and the other hand on your heart and feel the breath coming and going. Forgive yourself. Forgive yourself for the times you said yes when you should have said no. For the times you said no when you should have said yes. For the times you kept going when you should have stopped. And for the times you stopped when you should have kept going. The doubt you allowed to keep you from crossing that finish line, and the fear you allowed to keep you from crossing the starting line. The relationships you should have entered sooner, the dreams you should have started pursuing earlier, the intuition you suppressed, the inkling you ignored, the blind curves you couldn't see coming, and the outcomes you could not predict, the things that you didn't know, the factors you could not have taken into account, the changes you could not have predicted, the parts of you that weren't evolved enough to know how to make a better decision. Most of all, forgive yourself for not forgiving yourself, for not letting the past, for not letting go of the past, and for allowing guilt over your past to keep you from your future. Forgive yourself. With a deep breath in, stretch your arms over your head, bring your feet together, point your toes. And then very gently, softly, easily roll over onto your side. As you're feeling ready, press yourself up into a comfortable seat. So sitting up nice and tall, shoulders are down, crown of the head is lifted. We'll seal our practice with the sound, the energy, the vibration of Om. It's always optional. Feel free to unmute yourself if you like. Take a deep breath out. Inhale to prepare. And one more inhale, arms reach up high. Exhale, hands come down to the heart, we bow. Namaste.